Does it show I'm still online, by the way?
Yeah, I'm seeing you.
All right, my messages are red, so it's like I'm
wow.
Discord. Yeah, give me a second.
I just sent you the link.
Yeah, let me quit it and get back in there. All right, I'm in.
All right. So I guess we can get started. The people eventually get to come into the channel and everything. But before I get started, I do want to say that anything you hear or see on this channel is not financial advice. And I would think that Jayson agrees with me on that.
Yeah, correct, man. Yeah, this is no financial advice. We're not telling you what to do, where to put your, your crypto, any of that, man. This is just a clean, clean cut, interview to clarify and discuss, what I'm doing and everything like that. So that's all what this is, guys.
Yeah, that's it. So basically, Jayson, first of all, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to be here on Crypto Gangs. If you wouldn't mind, could you give us a little background of where you come from and how you got started with Daily Divs?
Yeah, man. So, from New York, man. And I mean, basically, I started this up, man, because unfortunately, there's been a lot of scams, man, in this space, going back from, end of 2017 all the way up until this point, of different platforms and things like that. And, a lot of people lost money, including myself. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely not something that I was pleased with. So, seeing the emergence of smart contracts and so forth, and, looking at the grandfather of these platforms, ETH Phoenix and Proof of Weak Hands 3D, looking at those, man, they started a revolution, and those things, those systems, they made it decentralized. There was no more, middleman controlling the flow of cryptocurrency or controlling accounts and things like that, And when I saw that, I was like, you know what, this is awesome, man. So, I played around for a little bit and got in and out of different things, that came out at that time and in between that time and, the launching of Daily Divs. And for the most part, most of those things, I would say 99% of them, man, they didn't last long. They were either scams or pump and dumps, and I want people to get something clear about that. A scam is totally different from a pump and dump. You know what I'm saying? Like a scam is the developers either put something in the contract to drain it, or they steal your crypto, or they just pre-mine a crap ton of tokens and wait for the contract to, jump up and sell. And, that's like what a scam is. A pump and dump is when the devs and, people have pure intentions, but the people that get in it just look for a quick flip and they get in and get out, and then the contract doesn't grow any further. So that's the difference for people that don't understand that. There's a very big difference between a scam and a pump and dump. But going back to my point, man, I saw this, I witnessed all this, and I actually experienced those things firsthand, being a participant in a lot of these smart contract games, and I got tired of seeing that happening to people. So basically at that point, I decided to take it upon myself to just, get involved. You know what I'm saying? Like get involved and do it myself. And, doing so, this is how, I planned out and from the name, everything, put some time and effort into figuring out how I wanted to launch this. So that way it would be something that people would be happy playing, and it would be a fun, exciting, and potentially rewarding experience.
Okay. And so, like, since you said that, I mean, it is true. These dApps, they come and go. And it's not that the contract goes away, because we know the contract is forever.
Exactly.
But the momentum in them goes away. So I was curious as to what is your plan to keep Daily Divs active and growing as time goes on?
Well, the plan is, number one, having a solid foundation. And that means having people that were in the beginning that, those individuals are not people that are looking to sell at the highest point of the contract, right? Because the foundation is important. We have a strong foundation, right? And that's key to a contract surviving in terms of it not dumping. So that's the first part of it. The second part is the marketing. I mean, as you see, we have a crazy strong marketing system in place that most other, platforms similar to this don't have, which is how we grew the way we did. And that's the, the second part of it. The third part about it is having an open, helpful community. We're not a community where we got the band hammer ready, waiting to, chop down the first person that comes in and, that doesn't agree with something or something like that. Of course, we get rid of people who come in to troll or want to FUD or spam. But, we're not opposed to hearing people's suggestions, ideas, or concerns and things like that. And we're all helpful, right? So community building and community support is another key aspect to keeping platforms alive. And of course, finally, is providing and introducing and consistently updating the website with new things to keep people engaged, right? So Daily Divs is not a gambling platform. We're not a casino, and we didn't advertise ourselves that way. We're not a lending platform. We're an Ethereum, platform that offers games for you to be rewarded for your participation. So we're not, we don't have slots and we don't have, card games and all. We don't have that stuff because we're not a casino.
Gotcha.
We're offering things to people that are simple and fun to play. And yes, there are risks like any game you play, whether you play a PC game, console game, you play tic-tac-toe with a friend. There's always a risk of losing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
But in terms of this, I mean, that's the only risk. There's no other risk. There's nothing to scam anybody with. There's no issues of taking money or stealing anything. The only risk is volatility. And that's with crypto in general. That has nothing. That's not, just with Daily Divs. I mean, you can go on Binance and buy a coin or a token today and tomorrow it's dropped 50% of its value. Did they scam you? No, that's just how crypto works. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only risk you take getting part of Daily Divs. So by, all the things that I mentioned, and like I said, the two most important aspects of it is community growth building and, of course, introducing more games for individuals to play to keep them engaged. That's how we will continue to grow Daily Divs.
Okay, cool, man. And you mentioned part of it is marketing, and I noticed y'all have pretty big names in YouTube, and I was just curious, how were y'all able to capture those YouTubers and get them going on Daily Divs?
Well, and this is all about transparency, brother. The first YouTuber we brought on, we gave him tokens. We didn't pay him an ether. We didn't give him anything that had a lot of value. The tokens we gave him had no value. If you think about it, we just started. So the only value it had is what we paid as the developers to mint the tokens from buying them out the contract. So the YouTuber took a risk. Joining in and using his channel to promote this. And other YouTubers jumped on board after that. And more YouTubers jumped on board after that. Why? Because they saw how, transparent I was, how helpful I was, how engaged I was with the community. And the fact that when we hit 100+ ETH, me and the other people as part of my team didn't dump. We stayed in. So those were all the things that got people involved on YouTube and stuff like that. And the number one thing we did was avoid Discord. We stayed away from Discord, man. Discord, all these channels have the same individuals and them jumping from one contract to another, just looking to make a little bit extra crypto. So if we would have started our marketing on Discord, Daily Divs probably would have turned out to be a pump and dump contract because we would have gotten those people involved first. Those people would have jumped in. As soon as it reached a certain amount, they would have sold and the contract wouldn't have grown any further.
Wow, that's interesting. I never even thought of that. It's pretty cool, man. Look, I know I looked on Dapp radar earlier today. I'm not too sure where Daily Div sits now, but I think it was number 10 out of all the Dapps, which is pretty good. And I was just curious if you thought, who was your biggest competitor and why?
To be honest with you, man, I don't believe we have competitors in terms of what we offer. I mean, when you look at Zether, for example, right? Zether is a whole totally different system. You know, they do have what's like what they call a pyramid and such, you know, as part of their platform. But Zether is on a whole different level. So we're not competing with them. Of course, we're all competing for ETH, right? But in terms of being the same type of website, we're not competing with them. They're a different monster. They have 12 and 13 devs. They got things going on. That's a casino. You know, that's like saying, hey, you know, you got a small time, you know, a private group of friends, you know, and they got friends and they bring people in that gamble at a cool little, you know, spot after hours versus, you know, the Luxor casino in Las Vegas. You can't compare the two. You know, it's two totally different things, you know. So with us, like I said, we're not a casino and we're not looking to go down that avenue. Why? Because that's not something that I'm interested in as the creator of it. There's a lot of logistics involved with that, like having licenses and things like that. You know, so that's not what we want to offer. What we want to offer is what we have here and build upon that. And with all the other contracts that come out, to be honest with you, I don't believe that there is any competition in terms of what we offer versus, you know, websites or things that are similar, because they don't have the community we have. They don't have the promoters that we have. They don't have, you know, the marketable name that we have. Daily Divs is a marketable name. It's simple, it's easy, and it makes you think about the fact that you can earn divs daily by participating. So I don't believe we have any, you know, competitors in this area for what we offer.
Okay, I got you, man. I know in these dApps that code is king, right? Code is everything in these dApps. And in fact, what makes them so significant is that you don't have to rely on human beings. But as we both know, not many people know how to read code or interpret code. So what would you say to those people to make them feel confident in Daily Divs code? Hello?
So yeah, I'm here. So
okay.
Basically the exchange game is, you know, you know, verified, right? Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. I'm sorry.
The exchange game is verified, right? The other two contracts weren't verified. And the reason why they weren't verified is because we didn't want, you know, other platforms or other websites and things trying to copy and mimic what we do. You know, because if they could get that contract, then they could add those things to their platform. And then now they may potentially become competition because they can offer what we have. So in order to prevent that, we didn't verify the code. Now, yes, of course, an individual can say, oh, well, I don't know what's in the code, or I don't see the code, so I don't trust it. Well, you know what? Don't trust it. Not saying I don't care about how you feel, but don't trust it. And at the end of the day, the same people that say that, 99% of them don't even understand Solidity. So they just want to see something with a green check mark that says is, you know, verified on Etherscan, but they can't read it. They don't know what's going on. And they're going to rely on someone else to tell them if it's good or not anyway. So, you know, we don't really sweat or worry about people saying that. You know, the people that have a problem with that, I respect that. I get it. And I'm not forcing them or anyone to participate in Daily Divs. But that's the reason why we don't have those two contracts verified.
Okay. Hey, Jayson, I got two more questions for you, but I was wondering, would you be open to taking questions from the chat room once I'm completed here?
Yeah, I have no problems doing that.
Okay. So this question is a question. I bring this question up. The only reason I'm bringing it up is because I've saw different things in chat rooms and I don't know how true they are or not. So I said, well, I'll take it to the man and let him explain it himself. Now, some people are saying that Daily Divs or yourself, either or, has some kind of link between EtherDank, Etheropoly, or oxbitcoincash.io. Is any of that true, or what would you have to say to that?
No, none of that is true, man. Listen, I see the rumors, I see the things that's going on. People try to associate where my website is registered and everything like that. Listen, I live in North America, all right? So the number one place for me to buy a domain would be GoDaddy, all right? When you got foreigners that open up websites or people out looking to scam, they're going to go to Namecheap. They're going to go to these different little side websites where they can buy a quick domain, not have to really put any real information in because they don't care to be tracked. GoDaddy is the number one registrar in North America, in terms of domains. So that's where I bought my domain from. So if anyone else used that domain registrar, then yes, they're going to show up as the same domain registrar. That's just like another platform using a Namecheap, and you've seen 10 other scams that have Namecheap. Does that mean they're associated? No. All that means is they use the same registrar. Now, one of the things that you also want to look into is I have a shared hosting plan for my website, right? So what that means is that with my hosting company, if anyone else has a shared hosting plan, we're on the same server, we're going to share IP addresses. And shared hosting plans can have thousands of websites registered or hosted on that shared hosting plan because they're using servers and basically partitioning space for each customer. So, if someone tries to say, oh, well, look, they got the same, DNS name, or they got the same this and same that. Well, this is my answer to you right now. So if you understand how web hosting works and you understand how shared web hosting works and how domain registration works and things like that, then you will understand that more than likely a lot of these things are going to be, tied together, especially in my situation where I'm using a shared hosting plan. Could I have purchased a private DNS and a private IP address and all that stuff with a shared hosting plan? Yeah, I could have. I could have done all those things so that, I had that. But I didn't. So now because I didn't, individuals are trying to say, oh, this guy is connected to this and connected to that. I'm not connected to any of that. And all of that is speculation. Yeah. No one has any proof. They're just using that. And I already know where those things are originating from. I know what chat. I know what site. and that very site is bleeding and losing money. So every day they spend time focused on hating, on Daily Divs or accusing me of being someone else. That's another day that the people that's playing their game are losing money and they're all coming to Daily Divs. So continue to hate, continue to spread misinformation about us. We're going to win and you guys are going to lose.
Wow, those are strong words, man. But you did answer my question, and that was pretty much all of my serious questions that I have for you. But I do have one last question, and that is, Jayson, do you have a Steemit account?
Do I have a Steemit account? No, I don't have a Steemit account, but I am creating one for the platform. I had a private, I'm sorry. I did have a personal Steemit account a long time ago, man, but I stopped using it, man. I mean, I don't see a purpose in it. I mean, it's cool that it's somewhat decentralized and, you get Steam dollars and power-ups and whatever you do on there. But, I mean, I'm cool with Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that, unless, this thing called Peepeth, which just came out recently grows. I'll definitely take part in that because I am a firm believer in decentralization. Yeah. And I do think social media should go that route. So I do support that. But right now, I haven't come across a platform that, is stable enough that I can, that I would want to shift to.
Yeah, I was about to get upset with you there, man. I think that anybody that believes in blockchain technology should be a part of, in my opinion, obviously, the Steem blockchain, because, it is the blockchain version of social media. And I believe that they are working on a lot of great things for the future. And it's a great way to earn cryptocurrency, in my opinion. But since you don't, when you do have one, let me know and I'll follow you. And
yeah, definitely. I mean, the problem with Steemit, man, that I've seen over the time that I have checked in and out was that it's a lot of spam on there, man. And people abuse the Steem system. People make multiple accounts and upvote themselves, and people got bots that upvote themselves. So to me, it kind of devalues the Steem currency when it can be manipulated like that. You know, there should have been things put in place where people couldn't manipulate the system. You know, so even though you can get rewards from being on the platform and posting things and getting votes and stuff like that, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, people are manipulating the system, getting fake, you know, upvotes, and, you know, they set up one account and then upvote themselves from another, you know, so I can't even trust the stats from these users on it. You know, it's very hard to, you know, they're basically doing the same thing that Twitter and Facebook are plagued with, bot accounts that basically take advantage of the loopholes in the system.
Yeah, I agree. I do believe, though, that they are working on trying to fix some of those things. I'm sure they won't be able to eliminate it all, but with the there's a hard part coming up. And I think that hard,
you can't ever get rid of things 100%, right? There's always going to be issues and flaws. I mean, anything made by human beings is flawed, you know, anything, you know. So unless something, you know, came from another, you know, species of organic life or non-organic life, it's going to have flaws. So I don't expect it to be perfect. I just would like to see Steem do a lot better. So that's why I'm looking more into this Peepeth website. It's based on the Ethereum blockchain, and it's a social network. And it's kind of cool. It's on this invite, and this is not a upsell or, you know, anything like that. I mean, it's invite only right now, but it's a pretty cool platform, and I'm actually checking that out more so, and I'm liking that over Steem right now.
Yeah, man, I'm glad you brought it up because I've never heard of it, and it's definitely something I want to look into, and that's what this channel is about. So, hey, I'm glad you brought it up. So, everybody out there, check it out. What is it called again?
Peepeth. It's Peepeth.
Okay. I'm gonna definitely check that out.
Give me 1 second if you don't mind.
Okay. No problem.
Sorry about that, man.
No problem. Want to give a shout out to everybody in the comments section. Aaron's in the house. We got Cornholio in the house. We got MP Clear in the house. Experience Crypto 24/7 in the house. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you don't mind, guys, give us a thumbs up. Let's get some thumbs up in the video. And we're getting ready to get to your questions, so please start posting your questions down in the comments section. Also, guys, if I have a video out on how to monetize your YouTube or any content that you have with 0 subscribers and 0 followers, there should be a link down in the comment section. Check it out if you're interested in monetizing your content. That's any content. It could be content that you create on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, wherever you're at.
Daily Divs. No,
video out. Man. What's that?
I said, or Daily Divs. No, I'm messing. no.
Content, you can monetize it. Just watch that video, and I'll go through step by step. But
no, it's important, man. Monetization of your your channels and things is important, man. And that's the beauty of being able to use YouTube right now. You know, is that you can get on there and be Joe Schmo, you know, from Toodletown, and, you know, get on there and, you know, if you meet the requirements to monetize your account with AdSense, you can do well, man. So yeah, definitely, man. And you know, I did this interview not just to clear up or talk about Daily Divs, man, but to help people like you, man, because you are what we need to grow. People don't realize that is that people like you that make YouTube channels and focus on these platforms and talk about these websites, you're the news that we get, you know, and I'm not saying take it for what, you know, I'm not saying take it and believe everything these guys say 100%. But what I'm saying is you guys do provide the news and the information that we may not know. So it's important to support YouTubers, big and small, you know, because this guy can have something that you're, you know, the person with 2 million subscribers doesn't have, man. So check all the YouTubers out, man, and support them all.
Well, I definitely appreciate that, man. And I thank you for, like I said in the beginning, for taking your time to be here. If you want to, we can go ahead and get to the chat room. Are you ready for that?
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Let's see here. Give me a second. Let's see. Yeah, I'm looking here now. Yeah, I mean, if people have questions, man, you know, I can stay here a couple more minutes. You know,
Okay.
like I said, man, I'm frying some fish, man.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
Hey,
I'm
man,
ready to eat too, man. I'm starving over here.
listen, guys, you know, whoever watches this live stream now, or if it's recorded and saved later, whoever sees this, man, I'm a real guy, man. You know, so I'm not some guy who's in a suit and tie trying to swindle you out of your crypto, man. No, I'm a person just like you, man. I've been scammed. I know what it feels like. And that's not my intention, and that's not what this platform that I have is designed to do. You know, so I'm a real person just like you. You know, I eat, sleep, and shit just like you. Excuse my language, man. You know, and you know, I'm a human being, guys. So understand that. So I'm real. You know, if anybody wants to interview me, if anyone has questions, you can, you know, contact me. Even if it's not about, you know, daily dibs. You know, if you just want to, you know, pick my brain about something, you can reach out to me in my Discord or Telegram, you know, and talk to me. You know, excuse me. So like I said, you guys have questions, you know, definitely ask.
I see Experience Crypto 24/7 has a question for you, and he or she, I'm not too sure which one, but he or she says, what are Jayson's recommendation for user to bring more eyes to the platform for those who aren't YouTube capable?
Well, one thing we are focused on is, you know, getting on to other platforms. Like, for example, Reddit is very strict, man, on posting content. I mean, they have bots that ban you instantly or remove your content instantly. But we are looking at things like WeChat, Weibo, you know, to reach out to the Asian population. You know, I mean, there's a ton of social networks out there, man. You got things from Tumblr and Yahoo communities. I mean, we're looking to expand beyond YouTube and things like that. But we wanted to have something to present to people. You know, so now our contract is close to 1,000 ETH in it, and that's just the main contract. The other contract has about 100 and something, and another one maybe 2 ETH in the lotto game. You know, the platform has grown, so it made no sense to kind of go out and promote the people when the platform was only like 10 ETH or something like that. People were like, what is this? But now it's 1,000. People will see that we weren't playing games. Like, this wasn't a typical website they heard of that was just growing and now it's going to fall. Like, yes, you're going to see volatility there. Yes, people are going to sell if they get profit. Expect those things. Nothing goes all the way up. Bitcoin has been out for almost 10 years and it's had dips. Everything is going to have dips. Everything is going to experience downtrends and uptrends. So expect that. Don't get scared. Say, oh, I saw 900 ETH today and tomorrow it's 600 or 700. Or don't get scared. You know why? Because people will sell. That's the nature of crypto. That's the beauty of crypto, that you can buy and sell anytime you want. But going back to that question, man, you know, we're going to be reaching out to as many platforms as we can, not to swindle people or persuade them into joining, but just being honest about what the platform is about and let them make an informed decision on whether or not they want to participate.
Okay, and another person, Hair, Bands, and Crypto asks, can you put slot machine games into the DD's platform to attract more people to spend and reinvest?
Well, that's something we want to avoid. When you start putting casino games like dice and slots and things like that, now you're looking at, you know, whether or not you have a license to, you know, run those things. It doesn't matter what country you're in. Most countries regulate gambling. So when you have something like that, you have to make sure that you have things in place to protect you, man, because governments will come after you. They're already coming after crypto in general. So you don't need to bring more attention to yourself by trying to run a gambling site, a back room or basement gambling site to try to get people to spend crypto, because you're going to bring attention to yourself that you don't want or that you may not be able to handle.
No, that's right. And let's see, that's L Bitcoin says win 10,000.
Win 10,000. When you put some of your ETH in, man, we'll get closer to
it. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's any more questions. Do you see any on your end that
no, let me see here. Let me check Discord. Give me a second.
I see Aaron says he's hearing rumors of more games coming.
Yeah, more games are coming, but they're not casino style games.
I'm sorry, and he also added, what's the timeline?
I mean, there's no way to put like an exact time frame on stuff, man, because things, we don't want to rush things. You know, we want to make sure things work properly. But at the same time, we will update the community. I mean, if you're in our Discord or our Telegram, you see that I'm posting constant updates. You know, I'm not disappearing like admins and other Discord channels. You don't see them for about maybe 20 minutes out there and they're gone. Like, I'm there all the time. I'm posting, you know, announcements and things like that and interacting with people. So, you know, when something is coming or something is close to coming, you know, I will definitely update the community. So just make sure that you're in our Discord or Telegram, you know, so that way you can follow those updates.
All right. Well, Jayson, I'll let you get back to your fish, man. I won't hold you up too much longer unless there's something else you want to add or anything you want to tell the community before we end this broadcast.
What I will tell you guys is this, man, because I'm an honest guy. I'm a person with a soul, man. It's that you don't play any platform. I don't care if it's Daily Divs or anybody else without knowing what you're getting into and without feeling comfortable doing it. You know, don't take anybody's word for it. Yes, code is law. But if you don't understand code, then you still don't understand what you're getting into. You do it because you feel comfortable doing it. Don't do it because the hype is real. Don't do it because, you know, everybody said this is the place to be. You do it because from what you saw, from your own research and your own, you know, informed decision, you came to the conclusion that this is something you want to take part of. You know, I'm not in the business of spreading FUD about people. Yes, I did recently address the issue about people cloning Daily Divs and trying to take advantage. I have addressed those issues. But in terms of, in terms of, you know, focusing on, pushing Daily Divs, yeah, you know, do I want people to play? Yes, it helps everybody in the community. It helps those who join. But I'm not here to push you to join. I want you to see what it is for yourself. And if you like it, then you get involved. If you don't like it, don't get involved. And use that mindset in crypto, period. No matter what coin it is, no matter what platform it is, you know, you need to feel comfortable about what you're doing. Because at the end of the day, it's your gain or your loss once you participate, not the other person. So don't follow the crowd. Don't try to keep up with the Joneses, you know, just do your own thing.
That's good advice, I think. So what we'll do is we'll close it out. But guys, thank you for tuning in. I want to thank Jayson especially for taking the time out of his day to come and address the community and address some of these issues that were going on about Daily Divs. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. And guys, definitely give us some thumbs up if you want to see more great interviews like that. And Jayson, I'd like to invite you any other time you have any more information you would like to share with the community. Would you be willing to do that?
Of course, man. Oh, one thing, that Evo AI thing, I see someone posted that in your chat. Listen, I have nothing to do with that, but I can tell you right now that I personally am not getting involved with that. I mean, it just came out of nowhere. The site didn't even have an SSL certificate on it. I mean, I don't know, man. Listen, 2017 was the year of ICOs, right? But we also know that 2017 was the year of scams. So, you know, you got to look out, man, for these supposed ICO platforms, especially when they're talking about lending and arbitraging and all. Listen, man, those platforms are going to exit on you. They're going to steal your crypto. It's just a matter of when it happens. So if you decide to get involved with those platforms, that's on you. That's one thing I am strongly against, is dealing with any, you know, lending platform, like, you know, like anything like those, because they will exit on you. They're not sustainable platforms. They're going to take the money at some point. So, you know, if you get into it, just understand that just already chuck that up as a loss. So that way, if they surprise you and they don't leave, hey, it was great for you. But if they do leave, you're not disappointed because you already went in thinking that this is a loss. So, you know, just stay away from that stuff, guys. Listen, you guys have seen what's happened with, you know, and I don't even want to mention this on your channel, man, but you know what I'm talking about. The major platform that exited on everybody, and then the one after that, and then all the other ones started falling after.
I got burnt by one of them.
Yeah, man. You know, so I'm telling you guys, man. You know, listen, that's one thing. I don't care how much hype it has, man. You stay away from it because more than likely it's going to exit on. You know, and I don't care if they show their face. I don't care if they, you know, I don't care what they do, man. You know, if they're doing what they're doing, it's more than likely a scam. That's just my opinion based on what I've researched and things that I've seen going forward. Support legitimate projects if you're going to buy into an ICO. You know, support things that have a good track record, and you know they got a good team, and their team has LinkedIn pages, and their team has been part of major projects, and their team speaks fluent English and whatever language they have, and their team is out there. Their team is not, you know, hiding or something like that, man. Do your own research when you get into these things, guys. That's the most important thing about crypto.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate it again. This has been a wonderful interview for me, at least. So, man, like I said, if any other time you have any more information you'd like to share with the community, please let me know, and I'll definitely have you on again.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you again, brother, for having me on here, man. And I look forward to seeing your channel grow. And, you know, I'll definitely, you know, do more with you if I have things I want to talk about or anything like that, man. So thanks again for the opportunity and for the interview.
All right, man. And as everybody know how I close it. Peace, dope.